first chapter of the UAAP Season 86 men's basketball has closed, and the stories it gave us were nothing anyone could have expected. Here with us to dissect what went on in the final days of the first round are UAAP analyst Coach Willy Wilson and Diego Dario. Gentlemen, welcome. It's
First round pa lang ba?
it feels like
Bilis, no?
Grabe yung mga dami ng overtime.
yeah, it's a lot of weird feelings. But first of all, I think there's no team that felt the best at the end of the first round. Then a UST team that finally broke a losing streak, their longest in history. Coach, I'll start off with you. Just, I don't know if you ever felt that, a long losing streak, but then breaking it. Just how good do you feel for this group, this UST team?
Well, you got to say that it's equivalent to winning a championship. 19 games, all losses. They revamped the coaching staff. They bring in a former champion coach, a former player from that school, champion PBA coach. You know, as a player and as a coach, he's been on championship staffs. This is what they're looking for. I think the program is trending in the right direction, and you know, there's nowhere but.
But up. No, but speaking of that, sorry, Diego, were you part of that team that broke the losing streak?
Yes, I was part. So talking about losing, coming from losing seasons, so which goes way back, like the previous season for UST. You know, winning that one game doesn't just mean winning it as a team, but for the community as well. Them believing that, okay, we can win games in the UAAP, we're going to start watching, we're going to start supporting. And as a team, they have that collective experience. This group specifically, they have that experience of winning already. So, you know, they already know what it takes, and it's just going to be, you know, upward from here for this UST Growling Tigers.
What does it mean now for the UST community, Coach Willy? Is it a little too late for UST to finally, break in the Final Four? I mean, there's a whole second round yet to be played, but kaya pa ba nilang pumasok dun, if ever, in the second round?
I mean, if we're talking about record-wise, there is a chance.
Just the numbers.
But, numbers-wise, but I don't think that's what you know they're really aiming for. Obviously, yes, that would be great for them to make it there, but they just want to see, you know, steps moving forward. They want to see some progress with regards to the lineup and some positive plays from their younger guys, because again, this is a rebuild. Let's not, you know, confuse what's going on here. This is a rebuild, and I'm really, really excited for what this team has coming next year.
In the future.
They're going to shock
a lot. They have some players in their bag right now.
They're going to shock a lot of teams.
Absolutely. For this season, though, mathematically possible, but then practically improbable.
Highly unlikely.
Yes. Right. So we'll move on now to a game that Diego wants to talk about.
Do I want to?
I don't know if you want. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
That he has to talk about.
Ateneo UP. First off, commiserations to UP for not finishing with a win, rather a spotless record. But Ateneo, given the game that they did, what stood out for you?
I think Ateneo did a great job in that game. They deserved that win. They really controlled the pace. They didn't allow UP to do their usual running game. They didn't commit a lot of turnovers, which resulted to fast break points. And that's a chunk of UP's points come from fast break points and points from turnovers. And Ateneo did a great job of taking those away. So I think that's number one. And Ateneo in overtime, their execution was top notch. You know, they weren't going for risky plays. They knew where they were going. They went to this guy, Mason Amos, 7 points in overtime. Yeah. They just really did a great job in overtime in executing, finding open shots, and making those shots.
It's so hard to predict Ateneo's season right now. It's been a roller coaster for them, up and down. They actually lost to FEU, and then they won against the #1 seed. But for the UP Fighting Maroons, Coach Willy, what does this loss mean to them? Should they be worried in the second round, especially that they'll face Ateneo again next Sunday for round number 2?
Two schools of thought there. It's nice to lose this early, work out the kinks, show that you're not invincible. You know, kind of bring them down a little bit, because you don't want to be overconfident. But it is also never nice to lose, because we all know that getting that undefeated, record in this regular season, what does that mean for the next round? It's a step ladder. So you're waiting virtually in the finals, literally and virtually. So there's a mixture of both. Obviously, you can't do anything now. You've lost. You see where you're vulnerable. A team that can stop your running game, as Diego said. you got to figure out how to execute in the half court.
Yeah, so again, Ateneo cutting a 6-game win streak here for UP, and they don't have to wait very long to try and do it again. But let's now move on to a team that admittedly not a lot of people have been talking about here, and that is the NU Bulldogs, who have only lost once
Which
this
Dip is
season so far.
a team that Dip is very familiar with. 'cause
Right.
He
Yeah.
covered the
And
NU
I felt
Bulldogs
the
when
same
he was
way.
a courtside
I felt the
reporter.
same way. I mean, I think NU didn't have that much attention, but maybe Diego can tell us more about it.
I think it doesn't even matter for the NU Bulldogs. I'm sure you know this. If
They
they
like it
have
like
the
that.
attention
Yeah.
or they don't have the attention, what they want to do is play basketball the way they want to, which is play scrappy defense. Doesn't matter who scores the ball. They're going to move the ball. Open shot, if you make it, you make it. And Coach Jeff Napa, he's done a great job of putting in these roles for these players. They have Steve Nash Enriquez, Kian Baclaan. They're a deep team, and they're just stars in their own roles. No superstar, but stars in their own roles.
Coach Willy,
Exactly.
you take a look at NU, people probably overlook them. Are they underdogs in your eyes or front runners here?
I still believe that they're underdogs because you're not a front runner until you've proven that you can
Right.
actually win the big game.
Yeah.
And obviously Ateneo's proven that. UP has proven that with different lineups, obviously, but that coaching staff is intact. And Coach Jeff Napa, although yes, he is a champion coach, he needs to show that he can do it at this level to be considered a front runner.
Right. At the end of round one, we take a look at the team standings on your screens. UP and NU tied at 6-1, and then at the middle of the pack, Ateneo LaSalle at 4-3, and you have Adamson right behind 3-4. UEFU tied 2-5. UST, we mentioned, won their first game. Diggs, what do you think about round number 2? How will the season fare here in the UAAP?
I think round number 2 will just be as good as round number 1. You never know what to expect in the UAAP, so you just gotta tune
No
in.
predictions?
You gotta watch.
No predictions?
No predictions.
I think that's
yeah.
what Dip's asking for.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. But Coach really has a quick one. What do you think?
We know the adjustments that Coach Tab makes, so expect to see a better second round record for Ateneo.
All right. Look, that might not bode well for my LaSalle, but let's see.
Our LaSalle.
Coach, our LaSalle.
Kailangan isama yun.
Oo nga, kailangan isama yun. But guys, don't go away because we're gonna have you here for our next segment, which is gonna be really fun.
Right?